Hello, folks out there in Utopia. This is your humble host, Dovid Primack, and I have just added English subtitles to my latest recording, which was a song in Yiddish, and also saw some online instructions on how to play the harmonica, which were very good. And I noticed that the harmonica instructor has close to 500,000 views on every one of his videos, and 51,000 subscribers, which shows that it pays more to teach people things than to entertain them. My abilities at entertaining are modest, but all right, I guess. But also, I know a few things that other people don't know and that they might want to know. So, one of those things is Yiddish, which is my third language. I was born and grew up and learned English like every child does. And then I studied Hebrew, and then I picked up Yiddish quite naturally, because in the town where I was born, there were Chabad rabbis there who I became attached to, and I would hear them speaking to their infant children in Yiddish, and so I picked it up, the same way I picked up English, although I was already cluttered with two other languages and was trying to learn Arabic as well. I'm still trying to learn Arabic. It's not going very well, as you might have noticed, because I am now 57, and I've been trying to learn it for about 44 years. It's a challenging language, but Yiddish I got. It's very simple. Now, there are rumors among scholars at universities and people who take them seriously and listen to them that Yiddish is a dead language. However, I beg to differ. It is spoken in many places in the world, most notably in upstate New York, in Muncie, Monroe, Kiryat Joel, and other small shtetl, New Square, and other little shtetl where people speak, where it's a common language, as well as in the big cities in Brooklyn and Borough Park and Crown Heights, and also Williamsburg, probably a great many other places, the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and there are many people who come from Russia who speak it as their first language, although they're kind of old now. And here in Israel, they speak it in Bnei Brak, in the old city of Jerusalem, in Mea Sha'arim, and in Har Nof, shoot, what is it called? Givat Shaul. And I probably don't know, there are probably other places I haven't heard of. There are newspapers published in Yiddish, some with an English language or a Hebrew language edition, some with only the Yiddish. And it's been the lingua franca of Ashkenazic Jews for over 1,000 years, and it has a very strong emotional hold, even on those who never learned to speak it or only know a few words. So maybe I could teach you some Yiddish. Mind you, I am not a totally fluent speaker. This is a language I picked up in some of those places, and gotten to the point where I can manage it, but I'm not an expert speaker. But what I can do is teach you what I know, and also study and learn more, which I've always wanted to do. One of the greatest gifts of life is learning. I've known people who believe that they shouldn't have to learn anything that they don't, and that anything that they learn they'll do only under duress. That's how it was with me and computers, which I've always hated, and I've been working with them since the 1970s when the microprocessor was invented, and I still hate them. But let's start with some substantive Yiddish lessons, and I will repeat everything that I say in both English and modern Hebrew, because I think that there are some Hebrew speakers who would like to learn it too. But as for my little lecture here in English, I'll put in subtitles in Hebrew, and that'll have to suffice. I really can't remember half of what I said 5 minutes ago. So here goes first lesson. Conjugating verbs. Okay. Ich gehe, I go. Du gehst, you go. Geht, he goes. Sie geht, she goes. Wir gehen, we go. Ihr gehend, you, plural, are going. Sie gehen. I think that's the right way. Sie gehen. Yeah, sie gehen. I'm sorry. They go. Again now in Hebrew. Ich gehe, ani holech, du gehst, ata holech או את הולכת, geht, הוא הולך, sie geht, היא הולכת, wir gehen, אנחנו הולכים, shoot, I forgot which language I'm speaking. Atem holchim. There are two signs of old age. One is forgetfulness, and I don't remember the second one. So let's try again. Ihr gehend, atem holchim, o aten holchot, they go, hem holchim, o hen holchot. And there you have the complete conjugation of the verb to go. So let's do a few regular ones before I get into the irregulars. And then we'll call it a night, because I don't know if they'll let me publish anything more than 15 minutes on YouTube. I've heard something to that effect. Okay. Next one. Ich ess, I eat. Du, ani ochel in Hebrew. Du esst, you eat, hu ochel. Sie esst, she eats, he ochelet. Wir essen, we eat, אנחנו אוכלים. Ihr essent, you eat, atem ochlim or aten ochlot. And finally, They essen. They eat. Hem ochlim o hen ochlot. And that's as much as I'm going to do tonight. I'll give you also my favorite Yiddish proverb. A nar, no, I'm sorry, started wrong. That's the second part. A chochem weist jeder Sach, was sagt, und sagt nicht jeder Sach, was weist. Aber ein Narr sagt jeder Sach, was weist, und weist nicht jeder Sach, was sagt. In English, that means a wise man knows everything that he says and doesn't say everything that he knows. But a fool says everything that he knows and doesn't know everything that he says. And in in Hebrew, Chacham yodea kol davar shehu omer, v'lo omer kol davar shehu yodea. Tipesh omer kol davar shehu yodea, v'lo yodea kol davar shehu omer. Thank you very much. Toda rabah.